So one day, this girl went to her sister POS shop to fill in for her. While there, she received a call requesting her to come to another location for a POS transaction. Little did she know that this would lead to a tragic event in her life and reveal a long-kept secret that had baffled the community for some time. Her name was Abibat Akinsanya, and she was an 18-year-old secondary school student from Abeokuta, Ogun State. She had been covering for her sister at the POS shop when she got the call to come over for a transaction. On her way to meet the caller, she came across a man named Philip Ogunnaik. Philip worked for Abibat's father as a laborer, helping him clear his farmland. On this fateful day, Philip had stayed longer on the farm than usual. He stayed longer so that he could finish the work apportioned to him for the day. When the Akinsanyas noticed he was taking too long on the farm, they sent Abibat to tell him to hurry up and round up his work for the day quickly and head home. Abibat took the opportunity to relay the message to him while she went where she was called for a transaction. After delivering the message to Philip, Abibat, about to continue her journey to the transaction location, took out the POS machine from her bag to check the time, and immediately after checking the time, she returned the POS machine into her bag. While she was doing this, Philip noticed and suddenly rushed at her. He grabbed her neck and violently assaulted her. After raping her, he tied her hand with a rope and pressed on her neck until she stopped breathing. When he confirmed she was dead, he took the POS machine and removed the SIM card from it, taking her phone along with him. After leaving the farm, Philip went to a place called Panseke, a notorious area filled with street boys and miscreants. There, he got a small phone from one of the street boys and inserted the SIM card from the POS machine into it. When Abibat failed to return that evening, her family began to worry. They called her number repeatedly, but it was not reachable. When she still failed to return home the next day and all effort to find her proved abortive, her father went to the police station to report her missing. Meanwhile, as soon as Philip inserted the SIM card he took from the POS machine into the phone, the following day, Abibat's father's call came through. Philip answered the call and lied to him, claiming he had kidnapped Abibat. He demanded the ransom of 1 million naira from the father to get the girl back. Her father pleaded that he didn't have that kind of money and begged Philip to accept 30,000 naira instead. Philip agreed and sent over his money point account details for the transfer. Immediately, Abibat's father rushed back to the police station and informed them of the kidnapper's demand. The police instructed him to send the money as requested, intending to use the transaction to trace the kidnapper's location. When the money was sent, the police traced the account to a community in Abeokuta, the capital city of Ogun State. However, when they got to the location, they found that Philip had already fled. The following day, Abibat's body was discovered on her father's farm. The POS machine was found lying beside her, but her phone and the SIM card were missing. Meanwhile, when Philip was going to the farmland with Abibat the previous day, he was seen by two different individuals who saw him go into the farm with Abibat, but came out alone. They asked him about Abibat and he lied to them that she was not done with what she came to do at the farm. He told them she would meet him later once she was done. These two people narrated what they had witnessed concerning Abibat and Philip the previous day to the police. With this information, the police began their search for Philip. It didn't take long before Philip was caught and arrested. During interrogation, he confessed to the murder, as well as to the killings of two other ladies in a similar manner, and the daylight robbery of another woman who got lucky to escape from being murdered. Abibat Akinsanya happened to be his fourth victim. Philip's first victim was a 21-year-old girl named Abigail, whom he had met on a path. Philip presented himself as a seer who could foresee people's future. He tricked Abigail into believing him and convinced her that she had a strong aura that could attract men. Abigail, curious and eager, asked him what she should do next, to which Philip responded by luring her into a nearby bush, claiming they needed to cut leaves to make a charm for her. Once inside the bush, Philip wasted no time in strangling Abigail. He pressed her neck so tight that she was weak and unable to fight back. He then forced her to unlock her iPhone XR before tying her hands and finishing her off. After killing her, he took her phone and sold it in sacks, where he used a SIM card to call her family and demanded a ransom of 50,000 naira, which they paid. After receiving the money, he cut off all communication, leaving the family in the dark, not knowing their daughter had already been murdered. His second victim was a 23-year-old girl named Mary Ogunyemi. Mary was the daughter of a woman who Philip squatted with for 4 days when he moved to the neighborhood, but couldn't find anywhere to stay. He met her in a bus, and the conversation ensued between the two of them, which ended up with her offering him a place to stay with her. On the fateful day that he would strike again, Mary's mother had sent her to the market to buy fruits, and Philip offered to accompany her. On the way, he lured her into a bush where his accomplice Danjuma was already waiting. Together, Philip and Danjuma strangled Mary and stole her iPhone 6s, which they used to contact her mother, and demanded a ransom to be paid in exchange for the girl without mentioning they had already killed her. A ransom of 70,000 was paid, after which the two criminals switched off the phone and fled. Philip later sold the phone in Lagos for 8,000 naira. Another victim who narrowly escaped death was a lady, let's call her name Bola. Philip met Bola while returning from Ibadan to Abeokuta after one of his crimes. On the bus, Philip noticed that Bola, who was a makeup artist, was receiving frequent calls from different men, which piqued his interest, so he decided to make her his next target. When Bola reached her destination and alighted, Philip, who was going somewhere else, also dropped and followed her. He approached her and presented himself to be a seer who had a vision about her. During their conversation, Bola revealed that she needed 500,000 to buy equipment for her makeup business and was visiting one of her boyfriends to ask for the money. Philip told her he could help her using his stature, called Ajay, an object fortune that had been with him for a long time if she followed his instructions. Philip took her to a nearby bush and instructed her to get a sachet of water and plug a particular leaf, which she pointed to. He asked her to kneel and start mentioning the names of the men in her phone to the statue, and as she was doing as instructed, Philip grabbed her neck tightly, scaring the hell out of her. He, however, calmed her down when he saw how strong she was, promising not to harm her. Then he forced her to remove her dress, and after raping her, he demanded that she unlock her phone. Once she did, he left with her phone and dress, but dropped the dress along the way. It was not long after this Philip started working as a laborer on Abiba's father's farm, subsequently leading to her tragic death. When Philip was arrested, he not only confessed to the murder, but also revealed that he had been initiated into a cult by a man named Danjuma. Before joining the cult, Philip worked as a motorcycle mechanic, a skill he had learned after completing primary school in Ogun State. His life turned for the worse after meeting Danjuma, who introduced him to a life of crime. As a member of the cult, Philip found it difficult to balance his mechanic work with the cult's activities. Eventually, he gave up his job and became a full-time criminal, specializing in kidnapping and robbing unsuspected women. Philip had also participated in armed robberies, during one of which he got caught and arraigned in court. However, he managed to escape while one of the court guards was not paying attention while he was not cuffed. He had been on the run for 4 years until he got arrested for Abiba's murder. When Philip was finally caught, he expressed his desire for Danjuma and others in the court to be apprehended and killed alongside him, as he believed they all deserved it. Surprisingly, he made one usual request that he wished could be met before his expected execution. He asked to be served a sumptuous meal, though it remained uncertain whether his request would be granted. Dear viewers, if you have been paying attention to the rate at which news of people going missing has become rampant these days, we realize how many people like Philip Ogunnaik are out there luring young innocent individuals to their ultimately death. It has become increasingly important for everyone, both young and old, to be security conscious and avoid any unusual interaction with people they barely know. However, in this case of Philip, most of his victims were people who knew and trusted him. This reveals an even more alarming reality. Danger doesn't always come from strangers alone, but sometimes from those we know and trust. It is crucial to remain vigilant even around familiar faces and to pay attention to unusual behavior or situations that may raise red flags. Stay informed, communicate with your loved ones about your whereabouts, and always trust your instincts. While we hope for a safer society, we must also take personal responsibility for our safety and those around us. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thanks. See you in the next video.